As voted on by the chat, our next journey in college football revamped NCAA 14, we're joining the Navy. Why not? Why not? Let's do it. They start off with the joint lowest rating possible. One vote decided it, by the way. I don't do runoffs, baby. I don't do runoffs. One vote decides it. We're going to the Navy. Again, they start off with the joint lowest ranked team along with New Mexico at a 67 overall. And this should be very, very fun. I don't think we're going to have any recruitment restrictions or anything like that because this is going to be a nightmare enough as it is. But I'm here for it. I'm excited. I'm here for it. And head coach Peter Griffin, you'll see why in a minute if you didn't see why, because that's who the hell it looks like, is ready to rock as we're back in the college game. We also started off with, again, the lowest, or should I say slowest, dev tree progression. So this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. All right, so in terms of game management, we obviously don't have to worry about it too much right now. We're gonna suck no matter what. However, I think we got to go for just the outright scouting increase at this point. It's got to be for our defensive coordinator, PJ Volker. We'll go the power move and finesse move route, and offensively, we'll go with the stamina increase. Actually, Grant Chestnut. What a name. Welcome, Grant. Happy to have you here. We'll go ahead and save those. Coach Nuts, he's here. He's ready to go, as are ye old midshipmen. If I'm not mistaken, I already changed everything with the house rules that I wanted to. Yeah, the player minimum speed thresholds down. So all of that is good. Again, in terms of how much we play or watch the AI in the early seasons, probably not, because the team's gonna suck. They just are. They're gonna be terrible. The excitement comes once we start recruiting our own players, putting our own spin on the team. So we probably will sim quite a bit in the first few seasons until we actually get some players that we care about, that chat will ultimately ruin when I allow you guys to rename players, because that always goes well. It's never a terrible, terrible decision. Ever. Never, ever. That said, let's take a look at this roster for season 1. Case in point, Ty Lavatai. 75 overall quarterback. Again, it is the actual roster. Is a 75 rated player our highest rated player? No, we got an 82 defensive end, Jacob Busic. Busic? I'm not sure. Tremendous. And Dabo Fofana as a fullback. Second highest rated player. Oh, boy. Oh, man, we have a lot of juniors and seniors on this roster, too. Okay, so not only is the roster not that good to start, but we have quite a few guys who aren't going to be around for too long, meaning we need to bring in a lot of players quickly. Oh, boy, this isn't going to happen. At least not anytime soon. We'll keep the triple offense for now, by the way. I saw that you guys were hyped about that, so no worries about that. In terms of yield recruiting, we will turn off all of the assistants because, bitch, I don't need your help. And not too worried about anything else aside from that. Not too worried. Yeah, coaching philosophies stay where they are. 118. Oh, God, it's going to be a long way to the top here, isn't it? Also, apparently, the playbook is pro style at the moment, so good to know. Well, let's get into this, damn it. We do have the old recruitment board to set up, but first and foremost, will be the red shirt options, just to see if there's anybody who we can hold on to for a little bit of time. There is not a single quarterback that we can redshirt in this season. Hate to say it, then Blake Horvath is going to have to be our starting quarterback. Just given the fact that Ty Levitai is a senior and we don't want Blake leaving at the end of the season, being mad about playing time. So we are going to need... Shout out to my FIFA document where I was tracking FIFA bullshit. We are going to need at least one quarterback in terms of recruitment this year. In terms of running backs, again, we cannot redshirt a single player. No, never mind, we can. Why did I think it was yellow? That meant that we couldn't. Wasn't it normally white meant that they weren't and then yellow? Okay, never mind. I was wrong. Perfect. Well, never mind then. We are going to redshirt Horvath and risk him getting mad at us. Same with Tedros Gleaton. Tedros? Tedros. I'm not sure. We should still bring in one quarterback regardless in case someone gets mad and leaves. But we'll run with the two seniors. Ty Levitai and Xavier Arline. Shout out to Arline. What a name. Dingus Pingus. I haven't played in a while. That's true. That is true. Holy running backs. Christ alive. Well, they're all terrible. Heidenreich? Hold on. Any relation to John Heidenreich? Any relation? Please? Is there any relation to the guy who sexually assaulted Michael Cole on an episode of SmackDown? Wrestling's great. It's a fun time. Son of David and Tara. Oh, boo. Boo. You're not John Heidenreich's kid. Boo. Got the Scotch Wrecker. What a name. Well, obviously, we'll risk it. Red shirt. All of the, all the sophomores that we have. And one of the juniors, Anton Hall. Let's go ahead and red shirt you this year, too. So it'll be Amin Hassan, Daniel Jones. The best Daniel Jones in football. Why'd we choose Navy? Because chat voted on it, and they're absolutely terrible. And Kai Parojas. I hope that's how you say it. At fullback, Daba Fafana is tremendous. I'm going to try to get away with redshirting him, man. We're going to try to play Khalil Crawford as the senior. So Fafana and Texa. I'm going to go ahead and redshirt both of you and hope that we get lucky. Wide receivers, Jesus Christ, we only have 5 of them. So we're going to need some wide receivers here. I can't really afford to redshirt anybody this season. So congratulations, fellas. You all made the team. Tight ends also can't really afford to redshirt anybody. So DJ Donovan, Thomas Scully, and Akalia Capono. Akalia Capono. Jason Capono. Congratulations to one Akalia. You have also made the team. Redshirting has a player sit out for the year. So it's essentially an extra year of eligibility. So by redshirting this fullback, next year he will still be a sophomore instead of being a junior. The trade-off is that a player can get mad and request to leave, or just transfer away from your school because you didn't give them playing time. So it's a give and take situation. Endo says he already has good names chosen. Oh, God. God, I'm excited, Endo. Can't you tell? Offensive line, Connor McMahon, Trey Cummings, and Aiden Wellis. Who's to say? How many tackles do we have? Okay, cool. We can go ahead and redshirt one of the juniors. It'll be Trey Cummings, who sits out the year. Of course, we have a guy named Cummings on Navy. Left guard, Ben Purvis, Javon Booten, and Mike Petrov. I mean, Petrov is a senior. We'll go ahead and redshirt the Bhutan, which is fine. The 2 centers will stay, so we are definitely going to need a center to replace Lirion Mertezi. Again, these are all real people with very interesting names. Got the Brent Self. Right guard, Josh Pena, Declan Moriarty. They'll stay, and then the right tackles will stay too. Left end, Busic, Reed, LaFond. All right, I can redshirt 1 or 2 of these guys. Who's the best choice here? It's going to be one of the 2 sophomores. It's sophomores, not the sophomores. That's the mainer coming out. Tyler Narayan, you're going to get the red shirt this year. Congratulations. Defensive tackle, I can't really redshirt anybody, so that sucks. Linebackers, Jordan Sanders, Nazir Rogers, Luke Paris. Who's to say? Oh boy. 67 sophomore. Dylan Spelios. And Luke Paris will redshirt this year. Middle linebacker, we got a crap load of them. We'll redshirt the 2 sophomores and the lower ranked junior in Kyle Jacob. What do we got a corner? Elias Larry. God, you won the lottery having the last name of Larry. We will go ahead and redshirt old Peter Roll. And kicker, Evan Warren and Riley Reithman at punter. Cool. Go ahead and hold on to those. Again, this team's going to be terrible, as we know. Shout out to Salacious for the follow. Welcome in. How the heck are you? In terms of recruiting, in terms of career recruitment this season, can't even speak. I'm just so excited about being terrible with Navy for the next decade. It's great. Do we have any pipeline options? We do. We have Maryland and Florida, and we are at a risk of losing Texas. So we might want to try to focus on Maryland and Florida out of the gates. Heat, what's going on? How are you? Shout out to Tony Baker, #1 athlete in the country. First and foremost, athletes. Do we have any athletes who are interested in us right now? Okay, we got a couple, which is good. Marlon Moore, Scott Copeland, McKinley Malloy, Luke Sullivan, Mike Moore, and David Morris. Oh, boys, we are going to target you first and foremost. We did need a kicker, Charles Smith and Jimmy Ryan. And then there's no punter who's interested at the moment, so that sucks. We'll each go for the, we'll go for the 2 kickers then. That should be fine. We do have a couple of quarterbacks who are interested. Shout out to Downers Grove, Illinois. Quite a few 3-stars as well. Joe Luke, Ernest Young, Demetrius Taylor, and Gabriel Hampton. We'll focus on the highest rated options at first. So running backs, Alex Gaston, Grant Schmidt, Thomas Bostick, and Craig Hayden. Junior transfer. We'll hold off on Greg Hayden for the moment. We don't need any fullbacks, and there's only 2 stars that are interested, so we'll hold off for the moment. Wideouts, we have 1 4-star, Kevin Thompson, who's interested, and a crap load of wide receivers. Whew. We'll hold off there. Tight end wise, Brandon Robinson, Mike Adams, Otis Gutierrez, Aaron McCray. Tackle, we got Alan Sparks, Ron Brown. Quite a few guards as well. All right, we're going to have to, shockingly, be a little bit more specific with who we're going to be scouting here. I am very surprised, but yeah, we're going to have to be a little bit more specific. So for the centers, look at the squat rating. It's not the end all be all because the bench press obviously factors into, like, Arrington's got the good bench press, squat's not so good. 40 times not so good either. We're gonna rule out Jonathan Arrington for the moment. We're also gonna rule out Jacob Lucas. At best, it'll be top 3 in each position. So for the guards, we'll cut out Grigsby and Edwards for the moment. Focus on those 3. Only 2 tackles. At tight end, Gutierrez fast as hell. 4 tight end, at least in comparison to the other 3 especially. We are going to rule out Adams for the moment. Again, wideouts, we didn't even select anybody at the moment. Running backs, we only had 3 options, none of whom are looking great. Right now, there is the debate over keeping the triple option, which I'm not against. We'll make it work once we know more about who we have. Obviously, we'd like quarterbacks with a little bit of speed here as well, especially if we do keep the triple option. So I am going to rule out Medley and Demetrius Taylor at the moment. Even then, I'm going to have to free up more spots. Defensive end, a lot of dudes who are interested, including 2 different 4-star recruits, so they will get first priority. Defensive tackle, we got a couple of 3-stars. We'll go with Patrick Pearson and Brown. Outside linebacker, we got a 4-star. We'll focus on him first. Then a linebacker. Focus on Sean Taylor. Not really too fussed about anybody else there. The 605 squad for that guy is certainly interesting. At corner, Jesus Christ. Quite a few 3-stars. There's actually a lot more people interested than I thought there would be. I know we are technically a 3-star program. I mean, Jermaine Curtis ran a 4.34, so he's in. Chad Anderson ran under a 4.4 as well. And anybody else at a 4.42? The 2 guys at a 4.42. And that guy's a junior. So we will go for Damian Robertson. And then at safety, we got a 4-star that's interested. On the other side, a couple of 3-stars. But I think we'll leave it at that for the moment. Did I accidentally take out those kickers? Then again, they're kickers. It is what it is. There's a lot of people we're going to want to look at here. And obviously, we're going to fall out of the running pretty quickly for most of them. So outside of that, the schedule for this season, we got a couple of open games. We're going to want that week where we're scheduled to play Air Force off. And let's just schedule something random here so we can also get that game against Air Force. No, that is a mandatory game, apparently. Not against Air Force, but mandatory scheduled. Good to know. Good to know. If I open that one up, am I allowed to do anything here? No, so we do have to play. Did you look at any athletes? We did, yes. That was the first thing that we looked at. Shout out to Coley for the follow, by the way. Welcome in. All right, so week 6 will be off, and then after that, it is just a mad dash to the finish. So, in that week, Air Force, Bama, Kentucky. Oh my God. All the ranked teams in the world. I'd love to take on ranked teams, but we're gonna lose those games. So let's stick with Air Force for that particular game, which works for me. We do get the Army-Navy game, even if it's a little bit early. So we'll have week 1 off. We'll play 4 games, have another week off, and then just go for it. So, week 2, Western Kentucky, or who else do we want to get into this situation here? And I would love some teams that we could actually beat, which would be great. Let's see. More fun meme options. Rutgers is out there. FCS teams. I won't play FCS teams, though. I won't do that. I have more pride than that. Oh, man. Get whooped by Michigan. Was New Mexico an option for that week? All right, cool. Yeah, New Mexico was an option for that week. The team that finished in 2nd will be the first ever team that we play, which is perfect. Week 3, Ball State, Bowling Green. We could go to Buffalo's parking lots. Is Nevada available for this one? They are. Perfect. We started off against the 2 teams that were also in the running. God, we got to play Tulane this season. Well, is Boston College available? They're not. That would have been great. Western Kentucky is a decent option. Southern Miss, Diego State, Oregon State, and a lot of other teams that would kick the tar out of us. I'm just trying to judge it off of teams, like I said, that we might not even beat, but we might have a chance against, you know? You know, we can go with Akron. I think we can go with Akron. But yeah, Tulane, East Carolina, Rice, Air Force, Temple, Florida Atlantic, USF, and Charlotte. F-rated schedule for an F-rated team. Works for me. I have such low expectations for this season in terms of like, hey, actually having a good team and that being good for recruitment. It's just, boy, such low expectations. It's gonna be bad. But hey, in due time, if we can turn, you know, Tulane a couple of years ago before they started being a ranked team again, if we can turn them into a winner, if we can turn Boston College into a winner, then damn it, we can have success here. Right? Right. Let us take a look at our recruitment board and see how badly screwed we are. So we're still in second for Joe Luke. Second there as well, falling into fourth for Gabriel Hampton. What about the athletes? I actually want to look at them first. We're second now, I should say. David Morris, we're not out of it. We're in the lead for Mike Moore. In the lead for Luke Sullivan, trailing for Malloy. We're still in the running here then. Let's go ahead. That's scouting done. Up to 50% for David Morris. He's looking okay. Moore looking about the same. Sullivan, average. +2 for Malloy at the moment. +1 for Copeland at the moment. And a -1 for Moore. So none of these guys look to be absolutely tragic. Unfortunately, we're not in the lead for anybody else towards the higher overall scale. Luke Sullivan's kind of that middle ground. Good to know. Does need to be a big week for recruitment here. In terms of the quarterbacks, Grace there for Joe Luke yet. -1 for Ernest Young. Hampton still sticks at a 65. See what we can keep doing for scouting here. I mean, so far, well, there we go. I was about to say, no crazy improvements. A +4 for Schmidt. Bostic's up by 1. Thompson's up by 1. That's not bad. About these tight ends. All right, Aaron McCray might be half decent. Up by 4. Only at 50% though. For the tackles, hit or miss. In fairness, I'm likely wasting points here. Let's double check where we stand for certain people right now. All right, so far I haven't wasted points, which is good. Yeah, we are in competition for everybody so far. There's no one that's immediately disqualified us after that first week. -400 for James Brown's not ideal, but it's not a death sentence. Okay, we are actually still in the running here for everybody, which is good. All right, see what else we can do here in terms of scouting. Be our focus for week 1, then we'll start trying to get some interest out there. We want to make sure, of course, that we get the top options that we can. I do still miss 13 scouting sometimes. I do love what they've done with Revamped. The 13 scouting, while it could be tedious at times, the promises and everything like that, it was... God, that scouting system was good. Let's see. All right, well, for the most part, people are looking pretty good. We had everyone else scouted there. There's nobody that immediately took us out of contention, like I said. Let's go ahead and sort by overall. So Nick Weisbecker is a free safety. In fairness, we still have 35 people. Bring up ye old calculator. I'm gonna need a fucking calendar at this point. I'm losing my goddamn mind. Maybe I can keep track of it there. 3,250 points left. If we divide that by 35, 92 points per person. So, we'll actually do. Let's go down to the bottom here. and give all that extra to the dudes at the top. Try to keep a well-balanced approach early on. I mean, we could immediately go for the top dudes that are interested at the same time because we're on 50% scouted for most of these guys. I don't necessarily want to risk it too early. So, show at least slight interest in everybody that we can. We still got dudes that are out there as well that were interested that we just couldn't put in our initial 35. Which I didn't want to go all the way to 500. Forgot that you can't go to 100 outright and then just drop it down from there. So a little bit tedious to do it this way, but we've had past success. Which means nothing. It's like very pessimistic about our abilities right now, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We're gonna win a championship. I'm gonna order a funny little hat. It's gonna be very cute. And damn it, we're gonna win something. Even if it takes until the actual 2024, when this game starts in 2013. We are gonna win something. Eventually. Maybe. God, it takes forever to assign points to 35 people when you do this strategy. Alright, there we go. Towards the top of Weisbecker. E and Corey Smith. Be our primary focus is there at one. Actually, in fairness. There we go. That works for me for week number 1. See how it goes from there. Obviously no game in week 1, but New Mexico to kick off our very first season. Poorly as it'll go, I'm sure. But looking up hats as we speak, I'll cover the shipping. Odd. We'll see. We'll see. Depends on what's found. Alright, so New Mexico lost in week 1. Yawn. A pair of cellar dwellers go at it. Jesus, that's ruthless. That is ruthless. Alright. What we want to do is reset points. Alright. Let's see where we stand now for certain people.
I'm just trying to walk.
We'll start off with the athletes. Hawk James, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Okay, so we're going to be out for Scott Copeland, but we only fell out of the running for 1 athlete so far, which is pretty damn good. Again, right now we can only get 25 scouting per week, which is brutal, but McKinley Malloy, absolutely a top target for us right now. No doubt about that. Did you turn off coach firing? I'm pretty sure, and if I didn't, well, then we just do the thing that we did before with White Fat Rock. We're not out for any quarterbacks right now either. None of them are too crazy. Gabriel Hampton now kind of leading the way there. Running backs. Ooh. 500-point deficit's pretty rough for us to overcome at this point. I'm going to rule out Schmidt and Bostic just because of the sheer amount of prospects that we're targeting right now. And fortunately, I should say, Gaston's actually looking pretty good. Wide out, still in the running for 4-star Kevin Thompson. He looks to be fantastic. Tight ends, we're out on Brandon Robinson. Gutierrez looks okay. McCray also looking okay. McCray's actually looking really, really good. All right, this is working out for us so far. Not working out a tackle. Do we think EA NCAA 25 will be anything, or will it just be NCAA Ultimate Team? On one hand, I hope that they'll deliver because they know what the expectation is. So maybe they'll hold off a year or two before doing the shady shit. On the other hand, it's EA. So cautiously optimistic, which is what I say about every goddamn sports game, because that's all we can be is cautiously optimistic. We're going to be out for both of these tackles here at this point, unfortunately. At guard, we're out for Caleb Corbett, but the other two are looking pretty good. Peterson down by 1, Koch up. Actually, no, he stayed the same. At center, not out on anybody there yet either. Good news. Oh boy, Ryan Birch, not very good. Whitaker makes up for it. We're out for AJ Colbert, but we do have Luke Rivera. 73. Difficulty are we on? Oh, the hardest, buddy. You know me, I like a challenge. Oh, Damian Brown not looking too good either. I missed how we're playing as Navy, but as a former sailor, I support it. Because they're the worst, Loca. They are tied for having the lowest starting overall in the game. So that's why we picked them. Well, technically, chat voted between them, Nevada, and New Mexico. But they were on the poll because they are terrible. And I wanted the challenge. We're not out for any of those corners yet either, huh? All right. Not bad so far. Even Weisbecker we're not out for yet. And he looks awesome. Sweet. And we used the scouting already for that. Perfect. All right, we're actually looking pretty good. There are other players we could start to be in the running for if we wanted to. Just to find out for sure. Although then again, for these 3 stars, we're already getting ruled out pretty quickly. All right, so yeah, quarterback. Well, we could throw in a late look at Rhett King, Demetrius Taylor. Kyle Lewis we're in the running for. Luke Harris is a junior and only a 2-star. Let's go look at those quarterbacks really quickly. Get a brief scouting look at them. See if there's anybody really worth a damn. Rhett King stayed the same, as did Taylor. Lewis got a bit better too, but he's down to a 58, so we won't focus on Kyle. But Rhett King and Demetrius Taylor might be worth a look. Are we renaming the recruits? I am going to let you rename the recruits in due time. In due time. Shout out to Warrior, by the way, for the gifted sub. Greatly appreciated. Let's see. That's right. We took out Schmidt and Bostic. Yeah, under 500 there. Craig Hayden was a junior. And then we're down to 2 stars. Fullbacks, again, we weren't worried about this year. Wideouts. Keenan Jones, we might as well see how good you are. We're out for Adam Rucker. Gonna be out for Jeff Clifford. Lance Moore we might have a shot at. Brandon Venny. William Henry Harrison. Bowling. And Keith Washington. So again, we'll take a look at some of these guys just to see if anybody's worth keeping on the list. Jones looking okay. Lance Moore. Benny dropped a bit. None of these guys are looking terrible, at least. They're all pretty decent. That kept us at 35. So if we go back, same thing as we did the prior week, as we have 3,200 points remaining yet again. Again, 90 points per. Pretty much what we're looking at here. See what we can do, even for the lower rated dudes. I am hoping this strategy pays off for us. Again, the one thing we have going for us is we are technically a 3-star program, even though we are a 67 overall team. Because military, I'm aware I can send scholarships. We do not have the ability to get insta-commits right now, though. And I also do not want to send out scholarships this early until we know for sure how good somebody is. Yeah, the insta-commit's an ability that you get off the deal. Do you allow trolls? Sure. We love a good troll around here. You got to be funny, though, right? You got to be funny. That's the key. You know, there's a high ceiling if you're going to be a troll in this chat. All right. Very, very high ceiling. There have been some great trolls in my time here that have set a very high standard. So So you got to live up to that. Otherwise, we won't ban you, but we will boo you. You know? You got to make it worth our time. Not just my time, chat's time as well. Jesus spam guy. Yes, he was up there. Of course, the greatest troll of our time was Temple. Guy from Temple. Some of you will remember. I hope he's doing well. I hope he's graduated. Hope Temple guy's doing well. All right, how many points do we have left for the 94 pluses? Actually, in fairness, McKinley Malloy is an athlete. Needs to get whatever points are left. Yeah, 190. There we go. Works for me. Best troll was the skip the dishes guy. So when you lose to New Mexico, how should I troll? In fairness, if we lose to New Mexico, I won't take offense because this isn't my team, right? And in fairness, we're gonna sim this game because Jesus Christ, like what difference does it make if we win or lose this game? It's not like we're tanking for a draft. So let's see what happens. Our first game at the helm, Navy. I want to watch this game. I'm sure you do, but I am not wasting 15 minutes to an hour of my life doing 67 overall versus 67 overall. My time is more valuable than that, and you might think that yours isn't, but I promise you it is. God, and we lost, so there you go. 29-21. We lost to the joint worst team in the nation in New Mexico. So there you go. You got your wish, and we didn't even have to waste an hour for you to see it happen. It's great. Perfect. The tank bowl is underway. We're going to slap some water wings on a tank, and it's going to be a good time. Apparently, we set a school record, though, for receptions in a game. So that's cool. But, yeah. God, we suck, don't we? Back to recruiting, the highlight of every first season. Want to see who was the worst cellar dweller. Well, you found out that none of our guys are sweller fellas. All right, what do we got? In terms of recruitment, still in the lead for most quarterbacks except Demetrius Taylor is definitely out. No shot at Demetrius Taylor. Running backs, we are out on Eric Hayes. Big time. Big time, big time. Wideouts, probably out on Keenan Jones. Probably out on Lance Moore. Still in the running for Venny. Harrison, gonna be out on Nate Bowling. Still in for Washington, that's not too bad. There were some other wide receivers, and again, I'm prioritizing offense this year. So let's look at any other wide receivers that might still be interested here, if any, and it looks like there could be a decent amount. Let's see, Ken Dickerson, we're still there. Adam Simmons, Clint Bradley. All right, hey, for these wideouts, we're not doing that bad. Curtis Young, Andrew Johnson, and Nate Bowling we had already scouted. More as well. Jeff Clifford, we are way out on Jeff Clifford. You know how to play this game without having the original disc game. I couldn't imagine ever doing that. I would never support piracy. Ever. All right, that's it for wide receivers there, and we're at 35 people. Let us go back to quarterback really quickly and round out the scouting here on some of these guys. All right, Rhett King is looking like he might be the best of the bunch. He's not going to be fast though, but okay. Alex Gaston, 72 rated running back. And then what do we got for the wideouts? Were we out on anybody? I know we just added these dudes, but just to double check. Andrew Johnson, Curtis Young, Clint Bradley. Dickerson right now is the only guy that's not looking all that hot. Ooh, yeah, big drop there for Kevin Thompson right at the end. He's not that bad, though. Tight ends. Still in the running for both of them, which is good. We have a couple of spots on the board. No, we do not, actually. I lied. So, for the moment, we're okay where we are. Scouting-wise, Aaron McCray looks to be the two to target between the two of them, and we have a pretty big lead for him. At guard, we're going to be out for Zach Koch. Darren Peterson, still fight for. Still in the running for all three centers that we've targeted so far. That works. Luke Rivera, still looking okay. He's up to a 74. Patrick Pearson at defensive tackle, we're still looking okay. He's only a 68 though. James Brown continues to drop in terms of points. Middle linebackers, we're still in the hunt. I'm surprised we're not dropping further down the rankings for a lot of these guys. There we go. Curtis and Anderson, the two corners. We're going to be out for them. Damian Robertson, though. Up to a 69. We're looking pretty good for him. Nick Weisbecker. Down to a 72. That's a bit disappointing. And then the athletes are still good. Let's finish up that scouting. Hello, our first gem. Our first gem. Our second gem. McKinley Malloy and Marlon Moore. Beautiful. Well, two athletes that we are definitely in the mix for. Malloy. 82 throw power, 81 accuracy, which is cut off there. So, I mean, running back, wide receiver, quarterback. Moore, not a quarterback, 40-40. Crazy acceleration, but not very good speed. 82 tackle. I mean, you're looking at defensive end. Linebacker, maybe. But that's not too bad. One offensive athlete, one defensive. Pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Oh my god, please. We do have 3 spots available, but we'll hold off for this week. So sort by OVR. And now that we have some people 100% scouted, we'll be in a better spot. So really quickly, again, let's see how many points we have left. Divide that by 32. It's about 105 points per person. With the, whoops. The hell did I just do? I hit refresh. I don't think I've ever hit that button before in my life. Shows a quick and easy way to get to 105, but there is not. Join the Navy, everybody. Especially all of these dudes. Give us a good recruitment class right out of the gates. Make yourself legends. Join the Navy. And be at the frickin' mercy of chat. And all their ridiculous jokes about the Navy that have never been heard before. Let's see, Achilles, it is indeed happening. It is time. Jazz hands and all. Jazz hands and all. All right, well, so far, this strategy is working out well in terms of keeping us competitive with everybody. Eventually, it will get to the point where we have to drop this strat and just focus on the top dudes at the moment. Shout out to James Brown, though. Strong. Just for him. All right, shout out to Joe Wilson. And then at the very top, actually, if you're over a 70 overall, it's scholarship time. So Anthony Whitaker, Joe Wilson, Alex Gaston, Rhett King, Nick Weisbecker, Corey Smith, Luke Rivera, McKinley Malloy, and Marlon Moore. We will grant you all scholarships at the moment. It means most of you will get less points, but that is okay. Significantly less points, apparently. There you go. 5 points each. Enjoy. Is that going to be a mistake? Probably. But you know what else is a mistake? Expecting this team to beat Nevada. Because we're not going to. Shout out to Felipe for the 61 months. Again, I cannot be bothered to pretend like, oh yeah, season 1, let's play. No, let's not. Let's not. Oh my God, we won a game. Let it be known, Navy will never go winless until we go winless.